Welcome back to the channel. Glad to be back. I was gone a few days to help on our family farm. We have a wheat farm in Washington, and they needed some help, so I went out, and I didn't have cell service, very good cell service or anything, so I wasn't able to post videos during that time. But I was driving what we call a bank out, which is that blue thing back there. It's basically a wagon. We call it a bank out wagon, and it goes behind the tractor. And you basically take this wagon to where the combines are cutting. The combines are the machines, of course, that cut the wheat. There's a combine. You can see that there. And you take this wagon out to where the combines are. They fill you up. You take this back to where the trucks are. The trucks then get full, and they take it down to usually the river where the grain elevator is. And they just go back and forth from an easy-to-access portion of the field and the elevator. This thing goes from those trucks all around we have a lot of hills here, so it goes around on all the steep hillsides and everything, and you just take it to where the combines are and fill up and just go back and forth all day. But anyway, that's what I was doing. I don't know, I'd be really curious to hear if there are any farmers watching this channel. That'd be pretty cool. I have a lot of respect for farmers. But anyway, back to Icosa. So let's get to that here. So I've been having a lot of fun watching Hedron and Icosa. The Hedron price is starting to go up again, and that's great. I think it's pretty much expected to be going up right now. This is not at all surprising. We have the big HSI days on Sunday, beginning Sunday, November 13th, where over 2,000 HSIs are going to hit that project. I'll talk about that a little bit, but we're just, in the meantime, having fun watching my 12,164 Icosa yield me my Icosa and my Hedron returns, and so far these have been doing very well. I have no problems with that. Of course, also the Hedron, you can stake your Hedron here. This is app.icosa.pro. I'll have links to all this stuff in the description, and it's yielded me 385. My 9 billion Hedron has yielded me 385 Icosa, so that's great. Everything is really looking good and healthy. It's really great to see the HSIs be used down here, the HSI buyback, which is when that is used, it gives yield in Hedron to the Icosa pool. Also, really worth noting, the We Are All the SA is now closed. You're only able to get in this pool in the first 14 days, and I believe we're on the 15th day, and so you can't get in this pool anymore. Actually, you can if you buy. So all of these are individual NFTs. You can potentially buy one, or you can potentially buy some, because since they're NFTs, they can be transferred. That's one way you can get in the pool. It's really the only way that you'll be able to get in this pool now. But for the people that are in it, if you're in this pool, it's going to be fun. So I have 0.0229%, and it cost me $4,870 to get that. But up until now, my pool ownership has been going down as more people are getting into this pool, and my ownership is going down as there's more people owning it. But from now on, my pool ownership can only go up. And if you're in this pool, your pool ownership can now only go up as people, like one of the actions I'll just show you here is if you look at actions, you can redeem Icosa. So if I want to get the Icosa out of this pool, I have to click redeem Icosa. And when I do that, my NFT is gone forever. It's burnt. It doesn't come back. And I get the Icosa, but I'm now no longer in this pool, and I'm no longer able to accumulate Icosa in this way. And basically, as people run that function, it's taking that ownership out of the pool, and so the people that are in are just going to slowly over time have more ownership, and so all the rewards and everything that are given to this pool will just be greater and greater for the NFTs that are remaining in this pool. It's just a pretty cool idea, a pretty fun idea, I think, and it'll be fun to watch how those do over time. But I did want to also talk about MaximBroadcast.com. This link will be in my descriptions. I'm just trying to add what I hope is helpful information to this website here. One of those things is the Icosa pool returns. So I'm just monitoring what the returns are as days go on. And just to be really clear, that this is only covering, the spreadsheet's only covering this Icosa staking pool. It's not covering Hedron staking or the SA pool or the HSI buyback. It's only covering this Icosa staking pool. But it's fun to watch that because I consider this Icosa staking pool a relatively meaningful part of the Icosa project, and especially the Hedron return that we're getting for this pool, I just like to see over time. So far, it's been really healthy. We are having the Hedron for this pool is given when people use this HSI buyback. So when they sell when we sell our hex stakes to this contract, the Hedron, the borrowable Hedron, it runs through a function, but the Hedron comes from those HSIs that go into this HSI buyback. And so it's just good to see that is being used. And then, of course, when people give those wrapped hex stakes to the HSI buyback, they end up 90 days later in Hedron.pro in the active liquidations pool, and they can be bought again with Hedron. And that's why what I'm calling the big HSI days, beginning Sunday, November 13th, there's going to be 2,000 of these things, I think, just in the first day, over 2,000, I believe, just in the first day here. And that's going to be a really interesting time. I have a feeling they're going to go for a pretty good deal. We will see. But there's going to be a lot of interesting things, because for these to show up here and be able to be bid on, someone has to pay the starting bid, and they have to also, of course, have to pay the Ethereum transaction fee to pay the starting bid, because this is built on Ethereum. And since there's going to be 2,000 of them, there's over 2,000 just in the first day, I believe. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be needed to pay that ETH fee and the minimum starting bid just to get them to be continually bid on. And it'll be really interesting to see how many of them, if all of them are able to be bid on, if people go through and pay that transaction fee and the minimum bid. But I told you guys also that I bought some Hedron the other day. Actually, in 2 separate days, I bought Hedron. Just looking forward to this day. I thought probably leading up to this, the Hedron price is going to rise, and so far it is. I don't speculate a ton on short-term price, but I felt this relatively confidently that it was going to go up. And if it didn't, that was fine. But I have a video kind of devoted to that particular topic. But I bought some, and it's really looking forward to this, and only more able, if these are going for a really big discount, then I'll be able to act on it. As I've said, I'm very jealous to hold my Hedron, and they really probably will need to be at a good discount before I spend a bunch of my Hedron on them. But Hex is great. Hex is a good thing, and I don't want to let a great opportunity pass by. And it'll be really fun. One thing I do feel like is worth talking about is right now the interface for buying these is sort of lacking. You can see, the B shares and the T shares associated with the stakes. You can't see how much Hex is there. And also, I think really importantly, you can't see if they have a Hedron bonus, because if they do, they could have a 10x return on the amount of Hedron that is able to be minted over time relative to the B shares. So if someone is bidding on it and bidding on one of these HSIs, these wrapped Hex stakes, just looking at the starting bid and the B shares, they could be really overlooking a potential value there with a bunch of Hedron associated with it also. And it'll be really interesting to see. I have heard rumors. There's, of course, no expectations from the work of others. We should not expect this to happen. But I have heard rumors that it is being worked on, that I don't know where it's going to be, if it's going to be on Hedron.pro or if it's going to be on Icosa.pro here. But I've heard rumors that they are working on an interface that's going to give more information. I think overall it would be best to have that, because people are going to be, it's going to be easier to spend more accurately to the actual amount. I think overall there will be more Hedron burned. People are going to be more likely to spend more Hedron when they have confidence on what they're getting. If that doesn't happen, if this interface isn't updated, then those people that are able to find out which ones, for example, which HSIs, for example, have those Hedron multiple associated with them, are going to have an advantage that other people aren't. And if I find a really good way to find out which ones have that multiple and which ones don't, then I will share that with you. But I don't have a really good way to do it. That's just straightforward and simple that I could show in a video. I don't. So if you guys do, if you guys know of a resource that's really helpful, that let me know, post it in the chat or whatever, because I think it'd be really, really valuable. But yeah, a lot of cool stuff. This project still looks good. I'm pretty excited about it long term. As I've talked about, I'm pretty big picture focused. This project's really early. Hedron's still really early, and I'm really looking at this as definitely a multi-year game to play. And it's pretty cool seeing this project in a bear market come out. These prices that we're seeing are prices in a bear market, and it'll be really interesting to see what happens if we continue to see things like the HSI buyback here continue to be used. Because if this is used, it funds that Icosa staking and incentivizes people to get Icosa. If this is being used, then the liquidation at Hedron.pro, active liquidation, is going to be used. And when people take Hedron to buy those hex stakes back, all that Hedron is burned. It never comes back, and it lowers the whatever the current supply is will be lowered by that. And of course, we want to own a lot of supply. And so if we can see the total supply lowering, then we're owning more of that supply, and our ability to gain value, and the people that are in the system are going to do disproportionately well. And of course, that's what we want. We want the token to do well and to gain value over time. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this cycle works. And so far, I'm pretty happy. It's, I think we're in the 15th day, and we're still seeing this function. We're still seeing this HSI buyback function be used, and that cycle continue that will burn Hedron. And this is good stuff. So anyway, guys, this is just what I'm looking at. One other thing I did want to say is I'm trying to find and show you guys what I'm thinking. Like, the thoughts that I have are what have put me in a position to have millions of dollars, and I want to share that with you guys. And when I find resources and things that I'm paying attention to, I'm trying to share that with you guys. And one of those resources specific to Hedron and Icosa and Hex is Silver the Antidote. I really want to share this guy's YouTube channel. This video, I think it's his most recent video. This is Jim Rat Crypto and him talking, and it's a really bullish video. Great talk. Both of them did a really good job. But I would follow, if you're into YouTube videos, I'd follow Silver the Antidote, and he does a lot of chain analysis. He seems relatively objective, and like everything, like me, like anyone, always take it with a grain of salt. Think for yourself. But I think he can really help you understand what's going on and hopefully make better decisions. And then of course he has a Twitter as well, which is Silver_Antidote, and it's really good stuff. He's a great addition to the Hex, Hedron, and Icosa ecosystem. He's a great member of the community, and at least at this point. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you in the next video. Have a great day.